This lesson is about one-dimensional robust phase unwrapping on S-SBAS space. The notebook is very similar to the previous ones, with only differences from our interferograms calculation step. For our interferogram calculations, we use the default square pixels with range direction averaging for 4 pixels to have almost square pixel size about 15 meters. We disable Goldstein filter using precise parameter and disable wavelength. It means PyGMTSAR will calculate the required anti-aliasing wavelength internally. It will be equal to the pixel size 15 meters. So we could define wavelength is equal to 15 meters for the same result. Also, we apply weighting factor. Weight is equal to the PS function explained before. To use the weighted Gaussian filter calculation for better saving stable pixel phases and enhance unstable pixel phase and correlation values. As before, the phase includes some well visible patches and almost noisy phase distribution for the large areas. The correlation result is useful here because we apply, while small but very valuable, Gaussian anti-aliasing filter 15 meters. That's enough to make the correlation values useful. Without the anti-aliasing filter, the correlation values are not valid, as we investigated before. For the small patch around the first corner reflector, phase is distributed almost randomly. That's hard to see any pattern for these phase distributions. For the correlation, it looks more easy to understand. For the automated analysis for time series phase changes, we need to use some additional steps. First one is to calculate the satellite look vector using the PyGMTSAR command and calculate solid earth tides to use the tidal correction for the phase calculations. When we have the tidal displacements, we need to recalculate them in line of sight direction. Also, for the results validation, we can apply the well-known trend. It means plate displacement. Also calculated in the line of sight direction. And now we are ready for the phase unwrapping. There are many ways to provide these calculations, and here we use a matrix-based approach. The baseline PS matrix is defined in this cell. We can print the full matrix. In the first line, we see the interferogram includes only 2 capture dates. In the second line, 3 capture dates, and the third line, 4 capture dates, and so on. This approach is helpful to use least squares solution later when we have the well-prepared phase jumps and phase changes matrices. To apply tidal correction, we calculate the tidal phase corrections for all the matrix rows, as it's shown here. And in the next cell, we apply the tidal phase correction and again wrap the phase to the same interval between minus pi to plus pi. For the illustration, the one-dimensional robust unwrapping code is included into the notebook cell. Initially, we define all the phase changes which do not require the unwrapping. Here, we analyze S-SBAS diagram closed paths without phase jumps. After that, we use all the valid edges on the S-SBAS PS diagram to unwrap all the closed paths where we don't have and where we have phase jumps. At the end, we have all the unwrapped phase changes for all the interferograms. After that, we are ready to use least squares solution to find the most probable phase changes between capture dates. On the output plot, we see all the unwrapped S-SBAS PS colored green and the resulting phase changes solution between all the capture dates. We can compare it to the plate movements. As expected, the plate movement is the trend for the corner reflector movements calculated as shown above. Pay attention, the tidal movements have very high amplitude comparing to the resulting solution. So without the tidal correction, we have no ability to produce the valid output.